Hi everybody, I'm Heather from Woolly Elephant. As we're still in lockdown and social distancing and all that, still doing this podcast on my own as me and Nikki can't get together yet. We're hoping that's going to change very soon. So I've just got a bit of time this morning in between packing up orders and writing up a schedule for work, as it looks like I'm going to be back at work on the 13th of January. So I'm trying to catch up and get ahead on my yarn dyeing and everything I need to do before I go back, even though I won't be going back for my full hours. So I've no knitted finished projects. I've got a few on the go. I've got crochet projects on the go, and I've a couple of finished sewing projects. And I've a couple of little things that I've bought as well. So I hope everybody's well, keeping sane, locked in your houses. I've been trying to go out and exercise, go for walks, but it feels strange going out. If my husband doesn't want to come with me, going out, just walking around on my own without a dog. I feel like I need a dog when you're out walking on your own, walking around. Other than going to the shops. Don't mind going to the shops on my own, but it feels odd walking around on my own. So unfortunately gained a bit of weight, but then I imagine most people have at the moment, and hopefully that will go once I get back. It is a bit of a struggle trying to keep the weight off anyway, but you don't need to hear about that. This is all my yarn. Some of it's new. Some of it's left from when we had the sale. To everybody that shopped the sale, thank you very much. I sold much more than I ever expected to, and I'm very grateful because that bit of extra money helped during this time while I'm furloughed from work. But I have dyed up some more, and I've got more coming on the way. We are looking to have a sale on project bags next, and we're going to run a 15% off sale on those. So if you'd be interested in that, I suggest you go and have a look at our shop. We're Woolly Elephant on Etsy. You can find us obviously at Etsy. If you ever want to send me a message, either a message under the video, down below under the video, or through Etsy is always a good place, because we always answer messages through Etsy because it's the shop, and we'll answer them straight away, or pretty much straight away. On Instagram as well, I'm Woolly Elephant Mum. Post most days. Nicola is Woolly Elephant Daughter. She posts most days as well. So I think that's all the little bits and pieces I need to talk about. So like I said, I haven't got any finished projects, but I have got some other on the go. I showed you last time I was doing, let me just grab my notes, knitting the Clayton vest by Jane Ellison from Pearl and Jane. If you haven't ever visited her website, it's worth checking it out. She's got some lovely patterns, and they're very easy. I've knitted quite a few. If you've followed us for a while, you'll have seen me wearing quite a few of her things. I've just sent her a couple of pictures. I might put them in here, me wearing things that I got from her patterns. Anyway, this is the latest one I've been doing, Clayton vest. I can't remember, I was about here last time, but I've finished the back. On the pattern, this is all knitted in one colour, just plain cream, but I haven't got enough yarn. It's in fingering weight, 4-ply. And I hadn't got enough in one colour, but I had these yarns from Eden Cottage Yarns I'd bought at, I don't know which yarn festival, might have been Edinburgh Yarn Festival a year or two ago, I can't remember. But I got these and they were lovely, and they were a merino, no, I think they were Blueface Leicester silk. Hang on, I'll grab my bag and I'll tell you, because I can't quite remember. See if I've got one. Here we are, Eden Cottage Yarns, 85% Blueface Leicester, 15% silk, and they're lovely. They're all lovely muted colours, and the only one that's not an Eden Cottage Yarns is the speckled one. But this one's also, I think this one's merino silk or alpaca silk. I can't 100% remember. I'm keeping it in my my drawstring bag. This is one I made myself. This fabric came from Always Knitting and Sewing. I've mentioned them quite a few times. This is our favourite local fabric shop. No, can't find the label for that one, but I think it's from the Knitting Shed, I think they're called, and it's so soft and drapey, but the colours that were in the speckle go perfectly with the colours that are in this jumper, and it's lovely. So I finished the back. Just stripe them all together. It is oversized. It's supposed to be worn loose, and there's not going to be any sleeves. So I'm hoping it'll hang nice when I've made it. So I've done the whole of the back, and I am knitting this on my straights. I love these Knit Pro, I think. Knit Pro Symphonies, I think these are. I'm that far up on this one. I'm trying to decide which way to turn it best for this. There we are. So I'm about a quarter of the way, just over a quarter of the way up the front. So I keep working at this because I really want to wear this because it's the weather for it now. Oh, it's baking hot today. It's forecast 25 degrees Celsius today. Progress keepers are, this one is from Copo UK. This was the holder. It came with little stitch markers, Union Jack stitch markers, and this was the one they were all clipped on, held together, but I like to use it as a progress keeper. And then this one was from Knitting I Love. I'd lost these. They've been lost for, I'm not sure if it's a year or 2 years, but they turned up when I started sorting out, because like everybody else, I don't know about all of you, but while we've been in lockdown, as I worked full-time and my husband worked full-time and all my crafting, the house kind of got neglected somewhat, and the clutter, and so much clutter and things that needed clearing up and tidying out. Well, I've been doing quite a lot of that as well, so my house has never looked so wouldn't say it looked uncluttered, but there's an awful lot of clutter being cleared. Spent an entire day doing my kitchen last week. I have got so many kitchen cupboards and there was nowhere to put anything. Well, it wasn't surprising really, because they were so full of crap, it was unreal. Anyway, sorted all those out, so we now have space. I now have a nice, clean, relatively uncluttered surfaces, so when I do my yarn dyeing, as long as we keep on top of the cleaning, I haven't got to clean the kitchen every time. That's the only problem with dyeing in your house. You have to clean the kitchen before you can start your dyeing. But now I've got nice clear spaces, and as long as we keep on top of keeping it clean, I'm hoping that'll happen when we go back to work. Husband's not going back for at least another 4 or 5 weeks yet. Then it's easier for me to just get my stuff out. I've got cupboards to put the stuff in. I can now just get it out and do a bit, even if it's only dyeing a few skeins, and just makes my life so much easier. So anyway, I digressed a bit there. So that was it. The Clayton vest by Jane Ellison from Pearl and Jane, if you fancy doing something simple. It's good TV knitting that. I would have had it done by now, but I've not been doing as much knitting lately because I've been doing crochet and I've been doing sewing, and I had a problem with my shoulder, which seemed to have got better, especially so since I haven't been working for 2 months. But when I've picked up and started trying to put some more time, I've not noticed it doing socks and things, but since I've picked this back up, because I got distracted by something, I'll show you, I've started to feel it here, pulling here. So I'm trying to do a bit one day, leave a bit, do a bit one day, leave it a day, do a bit one day, because I think I need to just get those muscles back used to knitting, because they've now got more used to crocheting at the moment, whereas crochet was seriously hurting my hands before. Not having any problems doing that now. So that's that. So I'll just pop that back in this bag. Right. So the next thing I've been doing, where is it? There it is. I was crocheting a bird from Edward's Menagerie books by Toft. It was the bird book. I showed it on the last episode that I did. I would have had that finished by now, but I'd started another project which has distracted me somewhat. But anyway, I've almost finished it. This is in my little project bag. This is another one I made for myself. This is some, I love this fabric. It's some I got at one of the sewing festival. I think it was at Harrogate, a sewing. I can't remember what it was called. I'm terrible at names. But I got it from a sewing fair, a quilting fair. As I was getting into sewing and quilting, we went to have a look at one of those. And this I got from Always Knitting and Sewing. This is like a lightweight canvas. Really like these. I've had these in a few colours. So I keep my little birdie in here, and it's done in Toft DK. I have quite a lot of this. I had quite a lot of this left from when I had my shop, because I used to sell the Toft kits. So I've got a bit of that. So I was doing a little birdie. Let me just see if I brought the pattern in. I thought I did. Yeah. So I can just remind you of what I'm doing. See if I've got the picture. There he is. I was doing this little canary. Now I haven't got any yellow double knit to do him in. It was supposed to be a simple one, so I was doing him in the grey Toft, as this is a Toft bird done in Toft double knit. Oh, I tell you, I don't know about anybody else. Has anybody else crocheted with Toft yarn? Not that there's anything wrong crocheting with Toft yarn, but because we're doing fiddler bits, and this dark grey especially, I struggle to see it. I've not managed, I've on this size piece I managed okay, because it's all just double crochets, or single crochet if you're in America, or American terms, use American terms. But so that wasn't difficult, but when it came to doing the legs, doing this bit, these are the two little legs, two chicken legs. They look like chicken legs, don't they? And you're doing such fiddly bits. When I was doing this, not only holding it, but you can see the halo that's on that yarn. I really struggled to see those, and I struggled a lot to see those. Needless to say, when I do the next ones, because I want to do more that's in the book, because there's quite a lot, I'm not going to be doing them in the Toft because of the fluffy halo. I managed easier with the lighter one, but then you can see how much fluff halo is on that yarn, and especially when you're doing the feet, because there's hardly anything to get hold of. You're trying to go around in a teeny tiny little circle, which I knew I would have to do when I ordered this book, but doing it in this yarn, I kept splitting the yarn and I struggled to see. I mean, this one ended up, don't know what happened there, it looks like somebody's stamped on his foot and run over it. But I really struggled to see the little stitches through the halo of yarn. So, and I've done his little wing as well. Need really good daylight to do this colour. So I've done his wing. So he will sort of, he's going to look, I'll be really pleased with him when he's done. That's going to be his body, his wings. So I only need to do one wing and a beak and then stitch his eyes on. And he's done. But future ones, I think I'm going to use a smooth double knit like Stylecraft. They're basic double knitting range, which I know a lot of people use for crochet. So I'm going to try that for the next one, because I want to do the pink flamingo. I really want to do that one, but I fancy doing them in the bigger size. So I shall see what I can get for that. So that's that one. After that one, I think I showed last time I was doing some knitted socks. Now I'm doing them two at a time, not two at a time on the same needle. I'm doing them on two separate needles because I don't think I can be bothered with the yarn management. So I have made good progress. This was in a King Cole zigzag yarn, I think it was called. There's sock yarn, and I'm doing these, probably send them to one of my sons. Not sure Not sure which one yet, because I don't know how knit worthy they are these days. They weren't very knit worthy when they lived at home. But I imagine if they put them on, they'll leave them on for days. But I'm just making them and I'm going to put them away for Christmas. But I've never knit for them before, so I thought I'll knit them both, at least one pair of socks. And as you know, men's socks are quite big anyway. I'm quite pleased with how this is coming out. Like I said, I'm doing it in a commercial one because I want them to be really hard wearing, because I imagine that they'll wear them for like a week in a row, being my sons, and knowing what they were like when they were at home, grotty teenagers that they were. I doubt whether much changed, although I don't know. I know what one's is like, what one's house is like. I don't know what the other one's looks like, because he lives with his girlfriend's parents. And we're going to hopefully get to see them when they get their own place. But they are. I'm knitting those on 2.25. These ones are higher sharps, and then these ones are Addy on the red ones. Now I have actually put some of these, got a few of these, and put these in the shop, just in a couple of sizes, a couple of sock knitting sizes and a couple of sizes for knitting like your fingering weight shawls with the longer cables. So I've only got a few sizes in, I think about four or five sizes in as yet, but as they start to sell and I see what people want, or if the sizes you can't get, or you struggle to get anywhere, let me know and I can always see if I can get them, because I can add them on. One of my yarn suppliers sells them, so I can just add them on to that when I do a yarn order. They're in a bag. This was one that came with one of my I can't remember what it's called, Knitology. I was in the Knitology knit crate. That's it, knit crate. It was one of the bags that was in a knit crate that I got once upon a time, which I really liked. The only problem is when I put this in, if they are not in stitch holders, because it's just one layer of fabric, they poke straight through the fabric. So one of my next plans is to make some DPN holders, because DPN holders work well for circular needles as well. I've been meaning to make some and put them in the shop, so I'm going to make some because I want some. I might try and get that done today and then put some in the shop as well. So that's them. I'm hoping to have them done next time. I had on my last video, I was trying to get my other boxy finished, which I haven't done because I got distracted. So that's still, it's a bit warm. It still needs doing, but it's a bit warm for wearing it now. It's unseasonably warm, and it has been unseasonably warm. It is so dry. We've hardly had any rain in the last month. It's just typical that you're in lockdown and the weather's been glorious and we can't go anywhere. It's a good job me and my husband get on, is all I can say, when you're together all the time. Anyway, the project that distracted me, and I'll just grab my pattern somewhat, is the fruit garden cowl. Not big crochet, I've never been a big crocheter, but I quite fancied the look of this. I don't think I've got a picture there of the completed, what the completed blanket will look like. No, I've not. But if you want to see, go on the Stylecraft. The actual pattern's free download. You don't have to pay for the pattern to do the crochet along. So it's just, I've just finished part 1. I'm nearly finished. I've not got much to do on part 2. Part 3 I think came out yesterday. Comes out every 2 weeks. So if you're interested in doing it, then go onto the Stylecraft website and you can download the pattern for free, either in English terms, UK terms, or in American terms. And this was part 1. It's a lot more intricate crochet than I've ever done before. And I'm loving that. I had a problem with round 8. I kept going wrong on round 8, but by the time I'd done the 4th one, I think I'd got there and figured out the pattern. And it was easy after that. So this is in, I'm doing recipe set 2, and this one's in a bamboo cotton, whereas the recipe 1 is a different colour, and it's in more of, I'm not sure if it's in Life double knitting, Stylecraft Life. It's in another, it's not in a cotton yarn, it's in, I can't remember, hang on. What's, hang on, it'll say in this pattern. Sorry, I'm all tongue-tied. I'm sure it says on here. Right, oh, where are we? Life DK. It's in Stylecraft Life DK, which is 75% acrylic, 25% wool. It's a completely different colour. It's more of a goldy, yellowy background, whereas this one's got the grey background, the pink flowers in the grey background. And on the Facebook page where people have posted on, people are doing them in all sorts of colours. But at my local sewing shop, knitting and sewing shop, well, they sell wool as well, they had the kits for the recipe 2. So I thought I'd get that. I did a video on how to make a face mask, sew a face mask for them, for their YouTube channel. Go and check that out. Check out their channel, Always Knitting and Sewing, if you want to see what the sewing shop's like that I visit regularly, or at least did before we were locked down. But I did a face mask tutorial for them, and they gave me a gift voucher, so this is what I bought for doing it for them. So I did this, bought the kit. They had the kits in to do this, and there's some little lovely colours. It's lovely to work with. I'm not going to get them all out, but let's give you some idea. It's a double knit in weight, and it is, there's the label, and it is 60% bamboo, 40% cotton, vegan friendly. So that's the first, that was the first square, and I had to do 8 of those, which was, it took me quite a while because I only started, so I'm not quite up to date because I only started it about 2 or 3 days before part 2 came out. So then part 2 came out, and this is, I think I've just, hang on, I've just finished doing the first square on this one. This is an Aquiliga, I think it's supposed to be. Granny's bonnet, I think, was another name for the flower. You see, is it acanthus? Well, I don't know, I don't understand. But Aquiliga, anyway, I think it's supposed to be the flower. So that was another challenge, but I managed that one. I found them much easier, these ones. So I have to do 4 of them. So I've done them in stages. So I've done, there we go, there's the flowers. So I did all this bit first, and then I went round and did all this bit, and then the green, and then this light grey at the back. I've been weaving the ends in as I go on this one, whereas on this one I didn't. So I've got a lot of ends to weave in. I've done about 3 of these, and then still got to do the rest of those. But these I've actually been good and done it as I've gone along. I'm not sure what, and then you have to, I think on this one you have to do 4 of those squares, and then you have to do 8 little flowers, which will go in one of the bigger sections later. So I'm trying to catch up with that, but I've been also put it down for a couple of days trying to pick up to knit my top. This is the problem with having so many things on the go, but that's what's caused all my distractions. The distraction because I've been trying to do that. Anyway, another thing I started, because I've been doing some dyeing. I hadn't dyed any mohair before, and mohair seems very popular at the moment. So I thought I bought a couple of packs, and I thought I'll have a go at doing that. This is what I mean about keeping your DPNs in your circular knitting needles in a DPN holder. This is one Nikki made some time ago, so I've got my knitting in there. It holds your DPNs as well. So what I've done is I have dyed, I've got the minis here. You can see these pastel minis here. This is a new base I got that's 85% merino, 15% nylon, and it's a high twist one that I wanted to give a try. So I've done 5 colours. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've done five colours in the minis, and I dyed just 1 ball of each of the mohair to go with them. And what I thought I will do is I'm going to sell a little skein, a 10-gram skein, a 20-gram skein of the mini, the regular yarn, and I'm going to put them with the matching 10-gram skein of mohair. So these are about 75, 80 metres I think, and these will be about 100 metres. So if you haven't knitted with mohair silk this is, if you haven't knitted with mohair and you fancy giving it a try but you don't necessarily want to invest in a 50 grams because you get 400 and something metres in 50 grams, and a lot, I know you can get a lot left when you're doing a project, but if you fancy just giving it a try, I thought I'll do these, and I'm going to sell them like that, but this will be in a little skein, and I'm going to do that with all 5 colours. And to show you, I haven't finished this yet, but this is what they look like knitted together. This is the lilac one. I was just doing a knitted pattern, a simple pattern. I thought I can write this up if anybody wanted it, if anybody wanted them all. I'm just going to put all the colours into this until I run out. So I'm assuming I'm going to be able to get purple, pink, orange, and then I'm going to do yellow, then green, and then I'm just going to repeat that. And I was planning on just stitching them together or grafting them together. Well, it won't be grafting them together, kitchen stitching them together to make it into a lightweight cowl, because this will stretch out quite a lot when it's blocked. It looks quite pretty colours. So there you go. So if you haven't used mohair, so that's with the lovely little halo. But buying them together, it'd be nice if you just wanted to put a little bit of colour into a shawl, and you could put the matching mohair silk with it. If you just want it in sections in your shawl as opposed to your whole shawl containing mohair. So it does shed though, mohair. I've never knitted it with it before, but flipping heck, it does shed a bit, and it feels really soft. So that feels like it weighs nothing. So this pattern I've been doing, this is obviously 4-ply held double with merino, fingering weight held double with merino. I'm knitting on 8mm higher sharps in 8mm. So it knits up. I did that in about an hour, so it knits up really quick, maybe an hour and a half. And I'm keeping that at the moment. So in my Doctor Who bag. Those yarns aren't on yet. It's another thing I've got to try and do in the next couple of days. So if you want to look out for those, just keep your eye on the shop or like it and follow it for notifications of when I put new things in. So, sewing. I've not done as much sewing as I had been doing lately, because in these last couple of weeks I have been yarn dyeing. Wanted to get, after the sale, obviously when I had the sale it depleted my stock by rather a lot, so I wanted to get some more and get it in. This is my warping board. I've currently got a warp on here. I'm warping up for more stripies, balls of stripy. These are the last ones I will have in the gobstopper balls, because it takes me an hour to wind it off this, because once you've dyed it you need to put it back on this warping board. You can see the sides of it, so I've got to put them back onto that and then wind it off into the ball, and it's not a quick process. It takes an hour, as long as I don't get any tangles and nothing jumps off the board. It takes me about an hour to do one ball, and once I'm back at work I'm not going to have the time, I'm not going to have an hour to wind a ball. So I had seen other people, a lot of others that sell more now, that were selling balls, seem to be selling them in skeins, so I thought I will give that a go. So I bought myself a niddy noddy, so I can wind it off the board into a skein, onto the niddy noddy into a skein, and that halves the time. I've tried it yesterday with a new one. This is going to be this is going to be a Christmas colourway, and this is how they will come to you once those balls are gone in the future. I know it's nice having a pre-wound ball, but it is so time consuming to wind them. So whereas this took me an hour, this takes me about half an hour, and that was just my first try yesterday. I'll probably be able to do that quicker, as my stripy yarns are getting more popular. Looks really pretty like that as well. So this will be coming soon. I'm working on my Christmas colourways, so they're not going to be in the shop just yet, but they will be coming soon. There's the mohairs that I'm going to be, don't they look all pretty? These are all to be wound into the smaller skeins. Anyway, got distracted then. This is one of the latest bags I've sewn. I've shown one before where I've done it in a William Morris fabric. This one, oh, it's called the Poly Crossbody Pouch by Andre Designs. And this, it's just a simple little bag. It's got a zip pocket on the front, and I've done this, you know, with the rainbow inside as well. Everybody likes rainbows at the moment, and I've put a big deep foam pocket in that, because trying to find a foam pocket that fits my foam is always hard because it's quite a big foam. But it's just a basic drop-in bag, and it's such an easy make. Yeah, might have made right pig's ear of this one to start with, because I did the bottom part in faux leather. Well, if you're a sewist and you know, if you've ever used the Bosal foam, this bag's supposed to be turned through the inside of the pocket, not through the inside of the bag, inside of the pocket. Well, I don't know why I put foam in it. I didn't need it, but I did. I just didn't think, and I put the foam in because I already had some cut out. I pre-cut some out, lined the faux leather with it in this colour, sewed it together, put Decaville, the Decaville, the original Decaville, which is like quite a substantial leathery feeling interfacing, so it gives it some substance, as well as the foam I put in there as well. And then as soon as I've done that, I'm trying to turn it through. I knew I wouldn't get it through the pocket, so I thought I'll turn it through the inside of the bottom of the bag. Anyway, as soon as I started pulling it through, this and the cotton I was using Coats. I have a lot of Coats, which is what I bought. They're Coats Moon, I think it's called. Basic stuff I bought when I was learning to sew. I've got it in all sorts of colours, and I have the perfect colour to match this. It's not really good for bags, but God, when I was turning it through, trying to turn it through, it was all splitting all around the curves. Anyway, I learned from that I'll never do that again. I'll not stitch a bag with that thread, not only with that thread, but I won't try and do one of these. If I try and do one in faux leather, I'll not put any padding in it. It's nice, it feels nice with the padding. So anyway, I thought, I really didn't want to take it apart. I thought, I don't want to be bothered with all that unpicking, but I did, because I like this fabric. So I've got, this is just 100% cotton. It's a bit wrinkly because I peeled off the Bosal foam off the faux leather. I thought, I'm not wasting that. That stuff's about £8 for half a metre. It's expensive. And I put it onto the cotton. I re-ironed it onto the cotton, took it all apart, put it all together, and so nothing really got wasted, because what's left of the faux leather, I can cut that down and use it on other projects. But I'm really pleased with it. This fabric I got from Lovely Jubbly Fabrics online. It's very cute. I bought it originally to make my mum a bum bag, a fanny pack if you're in America, because she says when she goes out on a scooter, she thinks that would work really well for her, carrying it across her body to put her purse and things in. Anyway, she's not been going anywhere. She's been shielded. She's been in for she's been in for 3 months now. So I used it for making this instead. So I'll pick something else to make my mum with. But I'm quite pleased with it anyway. I've tested out Scotch Guarding on this one as well. I haven't Scotch Guarded any of my bags before, but I have bought some, so I've tried it on this one. And Nikki's going to have this. They are so lightweight. I am going to be making these bags. Now I think I've made 3 now. Now I've made these, and I'm quite comfortable with making them, even though everything went wrong that could go wrong on that one. I'm going to make them, put them in the shop, just because they are so light. They're a good little day bag to take out and about with you, if you don't need to take a huge lot of stuff, and they look nice as well. So that's that one. And then I've had, these are the finished projects I've got. I haven't sewn a garment since last year, and I've just made myself 2, like vest type tops, which I'm really pleased with. One I'll never wear, but the other one I will, and I have. I bought a couple of patterns for making tops for me in Jersey, and a while ago at the quilting fair I went to, the sewing fair, I bought this pattern of hoodie from little boy, from age 2 right up to trying to see what size it goes up to. It's German, I think it's German. Bust width. It gives the height, no, it gives it all in centimetres. I much prefer inches. I don't know what they equate to. Anyway, it goes quite big. It goes to man size from 2-year-old size. So I thought, well, little Joseph, grandson, is 2. So I thought I'll practice on him. So I made this I got this quite good value 100% cotton thin jersey on eBay in 2 colours, and I think it was 5 metres for £25. So I bought 5 metres of green, 5 metres of blue, and I thought that would be great for practising on. So if I make a mess up, I haven't spent a fortune. Not when it's 5 metres, at £5 a metre. So I've made this one. I was really pleased with this, how it's come out. I managed sewing with the jersey okay. The only problem I had was with the cuffs. I did them wrong. I initially cut them out and I was trying to sew them on, and I thought, there's no way he's ever going to get his hand through that. It was too tight, because on the pattern you're using ribbon, and I hadn't got ribbon, so I was just using the jersey. And then it was only, so I thought, that can't be right, that must be wrong. You must have to make 2 of these pieces opposed to 1. So I made 2 and then put them on, and then it was too big. But that was better than too small. And it was only afterwards I realised if I'd turned the pattern piece around so it wasn't on the grain line, so it stretched, the other one would have been fine. But I was not unpicking it. I don't think it really matters. I've only done it to try it out. I'll make another one. I thought about putting in the applique, finding a dinosaur shape and putting an applique on the next one. So I don't think I made too bad a job of it. I lined the hood in green. I was quite pleased anyway, and it feels nice. It feels nicer than I thought it'd feel cheap, because the stuff was cheap, but it's 100% cotton and it feels alright. Be a nice summer weight hoodie. The finishing off wasn't too bad. I haven't got an overlocker. I've just done this on my machine. I have a Juki DX7, and it has all the stretch stitches and like an overlocking type edge stitch. So that's about it. Sewing for everything really. I was rooting out my scraps the other day, and I thought I just cut some 1.5 inch strips, started sewing them together. Thought, I don't know what I'm going to make with it, but I thought that was quite pretty. To use up some scraps. It didn't even make the slightest little dent in the amount of scraps that I've got. But it was fun. I wanted to do something that I wanted to do, just sit and play, and I've cut out lots of little squares because I can't fancy making a little, maybe patchwork pincushion, a mini patchwork pincushion. So other than that, I've been doing some dyeing. Now some of these are on the shop, some of them are not, but will be when I get round to doing it. I'm doing that many things at the moment, trying to fit everything in. Anyway, this was one of the first ones I've dyed. I've dyed it once in the past, and my mum bought the whole lot. And she's knitting the Clayton vest top that I'm making in it at the moment. This is called Honeysuckle. This is on merino nylon 75/25, the usual one I sell. All my 75/25 merino is a rooster base. If you ever bought rooster yarns before, I use rooster. And I knitted up a little sample so you can see what it looked like. Knitted up as at least into a sock width. That's 60 stitches, I think, which looks quite pretty. Nice summery colour. It's quite true to, actually try to put your teeth in, quite true to colour, that. So I've done that on merino nylon. I've done it on Polworth. On Polworth it comes out a little bit deeper. The colour's a little bit deeper on the Polworth. Polwarth is a bit, feels like Blueface Leicester. It's quite a hard wearing, a bit more, feels really nice. I really like it. And then I've also done it, I've just done 3 I think on double knitting. And that's double knitting, that's 100% merino, that one. Really soft and squishy. If you want summery double knitting projects, or you just like pastels, I'll put that one back up after. And then another one, this one's in the shop. This is I've called this one Extraction. I was watching the film Extraction with Chris Hemsworth. I think it's Chris Hemsworth, the guy that plays Thor. And there's a scene at the beginning where he's sitting under the water, where he dives into this like lake, jumps into this lake, and he sits on the bottom, and he's wearing like green khaki, like army type colours, and he's sitting under the water, and it gives everything a blue hue, which gave me the idea to do these greens and give it a slightly blue, turquoisey blue overlay. And I think it worked really well. I really like this colour. It's very me. I like bright bold colours, but I really like earth tones. And I love this colour, and I've done this one on merino nylon, and I've done this one on Polwarth. Everything comes out a little bit slightly deeper colour on Polwarth. Comes out lovely colours. It's lovely to work with. What's your Polwarth one? It's a lovely shaded yarn. I didn't speckle it. Any speckles that are in it come from the blue dye. There are some little blue speckles in it, but it's a lovely colour. But that's where I got my inspiration from. I know I was back into dyeing mojo, because everything I look at the moment I think, oh, that'd make a nice colourway. This one I've also done. This one, I think I'm going to call this Squashed Blueberry. This one. It's a purple, and it's got like orangey rusty kind of colours in with it. This is on a British wool sock base. It doesn't state which British wool it is, but it's British. I think it's different yarns. It's got a slight more of a little bit of a halo-y feel, fuzzy feel, but it's a squish, quite a squishy, soft. It's squishy and it's soft, not as smooth as soft or smooth as merino, but it makes a nice squishy scheme. And it's British, so if you want to knit British, I haven't done much in this, but what I have, I do like. Again, I think this would be good for, especially good for socks or cardigans, maybe cardigans or something that you were going to wear a t-shirt under. It's not scratchy, but it's not soft like your merino soft. Would make good hard wearing socks. I have done socks in it. I've done my A Beautiful Day sock sample that you've seen before. I've shown before. I've done that in that, but I've done that one in the merino nylon and in. Let me just grab one. That's the British. That's the merino nylon one as well. So I have done it in both of those. If you like your softer one, I've done. These were just a play about these ones. I don't think I've put these on yet. These are coming. These were a one-off, but I'm going to try and recreate it because I really like this. I'm going to call it Toffee Apple. This one's Polwarth. I was just testing out colours. And this one is merino nylon, so I've only got one of each. Again, as you can see on the Polwarth, it's the colours are a bit bolder, but they look. I really like that colourway as well. Nice for men's things, men's socks. But I've only done those 2 for now, 1 in each. The other things I've been dyeing, I've done. There's more stripy. This is a return. This is one I've done before, Nebula in the self-striping. That was the sample I knitted from the last batch. The purple is slightly lighter on this one. It's a funky colourway, that one. Really good for teenagers, that. Really pops. I like that one. Sold quite a lot of that one. This is a new colourway that's coming. It's not on yet. The other new colourway I had I put on, that I was going to show you, was already sold out. This one is going to be called Bo, after Bo Peep in Toy Story. So it's got a light pink, a slightly light pink, a darker pink, blue for a crook, and yellow for a hair. So that'll be Bo, because I have done a few different Toy Story colourways. But that's that one, and I'll have 2 of those on merino nylon, the high twist, and I'll have 1 of those on the British sock as well, and then I have the Christmas colourway, but that's coming soon. I want to finish doing the other Christmas stuff first. Is that everything? Oh, there's these red ones. I did these red ones as well. I love this. It's like a deep red wine colour. It's coming. It looks brighter on the screen than it actually. Trying to get a good representation of it on camera is not easy. Imagine a deep red wine. I think it would make a fabulous deep Christmas red with a deep green. Would give you some really nice Christmas colourway. Christmas. No, I can't quite get it. It looks brighter. That is making it look much brighter than it is. That's a little bit closer, but it is hard to get a good representation of that. But I've done that in merino nylon, the regular merino nylon. I've done a gold sparkle mini. So if you do like this one and want to order this one, just remember that the red will be slightly darker. I used a red and put quite a bit of black in it to deepen it. I've not given it a Christmas name. I've called it Vlad, because to me it's like a deep blood red. And I've also done a couple of balls of mohair. So if you wanted to do a deep red shawl with the mohair overlay, it would look really good. I fancy doing that myself. That's it with the mohair. It looks orange on there, orangey, but it's most definitely not orangey. I wish you could see the proper colour. But that's those. I think the only other one I think I've done is that one. That's a double knitting one. It's like a limey green double knitting. I really like that. That goes nice with and a purple one. I forgot about that one. And a purple one as well. A purple tonal with some bluey speckles in. This one, I've done 3 in these, and each one there's a darker one, a medium one, and a light one. They've all come out quite a bit different, but I think that is everything. So there is plenty of this stuff in the shop if you're interested. So like I say, go on and like us on the Etsy shop, or follow me on Instagram, Woolly Elephant Mum. And as I put new things into the shop, I put it on Instagram to say what's just gone in as well. So if you want to keep updated on that, follow me on Instagram. A purchase I made, I forgot to say, is I got these little elephant stitch markers. I've been waiting for a while. These seem to have got stuck in the post. These came today. They are so cute. I thought they were very appropriate as we are woolly elephant. I might use them as props in my wall pictures. But one for me, I said, and one for Nicola. But I don't know that she's going to get it now that I've got them. They might just be photo props in the future. And these are by Bean Crafts a Lot. Bean Crafts a Lot. I'll put it in. There's her card. She does all these lovely little beaded stitch markers. Now, I don't normally buy stitch markers, anybody's really, other than Coco UK, because her stitch markers are fabulous. But these, I couldn't resist these little elephants. And when I've been looking on the site, some of the other ones she's been doing are really cute. Some that look like Baby Yoda. I'm seriously tempted with those. But that's a card. Bean Crafts a Lot. So go check her out if you like stitch markers, especially if you like. She does all the, especially for the, obviously, the little beaded ones. Very cute. So you'll probably see them more in the future. So that's it. Until next time. Bye.